Well, we could not have scripted this any better. The playoffs this year will be reuniting some old friends. The Packers and Mike McCarthy, the Chiefs and Tyreek Hill, the Lions and Matthew Stafford, and the Jags and their couch. Okay, let's start with these Saturday games. Ravens-Steelers. Mike Tomlin now has 17 consecutive non-losing seasons. Matt Eberflus, that's when someone has more wins than losses. The Ravens are now 1-7 against the Steelers. Do you still want to fire Mike Tomlin? I don't know what you're talking about. We never wanted to fire him. Run the tape. I don't care. I want him fired. You know what? He is a lousy coach. I've seen those game plans he's brought home, and they suck. I did not mean that. Yes, congratulations. You beat a team full of backups. You lost to Mason Rudolph. Okay, moving on. Texans-Colts. The Texans are the first team in NFL history to win their division with a first-year head coach and quarterback. Who could say no to C.J. Stroud? Apparently the Panthers and Bears. Colts, get in here. Well, it is a good thing you paid Jonathan Taylor. Could you imagine not having him on the field for the biggest play of the game with the playoffs on the line? Well, it was a bad pass by Minshew. Get Pete Carroll out of here. Okay, Panthers-Bucks. The Panthers are the first team in NFL history to never have a lead in the fourth quarter for an entire season. It was not that bad. Oh, really? Timothy Chalamet looks like Phineas from Phineas and Ferb, and even he scores more than you. Yeah, just so everyone knows, we did get completely robbed of the 1 seed. That is not true. We would have played our starters just like you did. Detroit, you better hope Sam Laporta and Brian Branch are okay. Brian Branch, with one working wrist, still provides better coverage than James Bradbury. Also, it is an absolute crime that Amon-Ra's not a Pro Bowler. The bigger crime is that Mac Jones is one. Also, Minnesota, I would like to congratulate Justin Jefferson for hitting over 1,000 yards despite having to put up with some pretty awful things this year. Being hurt half the year? No, Nick Mullins. Oh. Okay, Patriots, while you're here, let's do your game. Absolutely pathetic. But the Jets did break a 15-game losing streak and Bill Belichick's career. Okay, he's not leaving. Also, joke's on you because now we don't have to trade up to go after our #1 pick. Who is Bill going with, Drake May or Caleb Williams? Alabama kicker Will Reichard. Okay. Did you guys know Justin didn't get a single roughing the passer call the entire season? Well, running backs usually don't. Will you just shut up? Can you just knock it off? Speaking of Eberflus, my resources confirm he will not be fired in 2024, my sources being a long track record of stupidity. Bring Luke Getzey in, please. Yes. Justin had 0 passing attempts in the third quarter. Why do you always have your worst game against Green Bay? Double agent. You're right. You know you should take Joe Barry to get back at us. Okay, that's enough. Speaking of Joe Barry, has Matt fired him yet? He's scheming up blitzes pretty well. So. He also gave up 64 points to 2 teams that combined this weekend for 9. He might be smarter than we think he is. You know there are people out there that don't have to deal with this, like the guy that invented the pet rock. You think the pet rock was a really great idea? I mean, he's making millions. I had an invention once. It was called the Jump to Conclusions mat. It was a mat with conclusions on it. You jumped in. That is the worst idea I've ever heard in my life. Okay, on to the game I'm sure you've all been waiting for. Falcons-Saints. We had a little bit of controversy at the end of the game. I would just like to apologize for that. You're apologizing to our rival. That is not who we are. That is exactly who we are. Okay, Sean Payton would have gone for 2. Well, let's not point fingers. Okay, so who called the inside handoff on victory formation? That was Jameis's fault. Jameis Winston coached better in one play than Dennis Allen has all year. Are you kidding me right now? That was In my defense, I did say I was sorry. Wow, Dennis Allen has smaller balls than the guy in the Bass Pro Shops tank. Dennis, stop shaking. Atlanta, get in here. Yeah, I got this. Just a minute. What are you doing? Just waiting till midnight. Hey, Arthur, just keep yourself busy, okay? Okay. Janu, that's fun to say. Janu. And midnight. Hey, Arthur, have you ever seen a mailroom? No. Where packages come from all over the world and you get to sort them and put them in shiny bins. Can we go there right now? We can go there right now. That's great. Arthur Smith now has a job with his dad's company at FedEx since they both do not deliver on Sundays. Okay, just a couple more games, guys. I know some of you are upset about it, but Peacock will be providing coverage in a playoff game this year, unlike James Bradbury. That is Byron Maxwell 2.0. The Eagles are atrocious. I haven't seen this kind of collapse since I watched Jacksonville. That guy who jumped the judge is getting the maximum punishment. They're making him watch the Eagles game. And lastly, I would like to touch on the national championship. Washington, that was tough. Luckily, though, it is not the first time we've seen a left-handed quarterback fold under pressure in January. Michael Penix got pretty beat up. Luckily, he'll have an extra round in the draft to recover. Speaking of late rounds, where's J.J. McCarthy? Is he meditating? What is he listening to? Probably audio tapes of all of Washington's plays. Can we get Jim Harbaugh in here, please? In all seriousness, congratulations to Michigan on winning the national championship in Houston. And that is tough. How did you do it? Thank you. You know, it was... I'm sorry, what is that noise?